I think we are live now. Let's wait for a couple of people to join in and let us know if you've joined in wherever it is that you've joined in. Just let us know in comments whether it is on Facebook or YouTube or whatever the case may be, so we know that we are actually live. Um, the other easier way for me to figure out whether we are live or not is to open Facebook and YouTube on the side and check it out. But if I do that, then that kind of feeds into this feed, and it kind of creates a loop for some reason. So I'm not. It's really difficult and to figure out whether, oh yes, okay, we have our first chat and so we are live. It's safe to assume that we are live, and so we will start now. Awesome. Hello and welcome to this live. Thank you for joining in. I'm Yash, co-founder and chief executive at Clientjoy, and today I'm joined by Anupama, co-founder and head of products at Clientjoy. Anupama, say hello.
Hi everyone. How are you?
I asked you to
I'm
say
assuming
hello
all of you are
and
good.
yeah, but so the interesting thing over here is I asked you to say hello and you waited for a second. You figured out that you're not going to say hello and you said hi. But it's okay.
So,
That's fine.
yes,
Um,
actually, if someone can confirm that, my audio and videos are also working fine, I think if we can get that confirmation, because I am
sure.
seeing some, warnings on my this live thing.
Okay.
So I just want to
So
ensure.
for me, it seems to be working fine, and we have received as of now a hi from Gary Gordon. Thank you, Gary, for saying hi, hello to you as well. And we'll have to wait for some confirmation. But for me, your audio is perfectly fine. There's no lag. There's no issue. Your video is also completely fine, as good
Okay.
as it gets with the resources that we have as of now. But yeah, it's cool. Awesome. So for now, I'll continue, right? So we're going to show you how today we're going to show you how you can create templates for your documents within Clientjoy. Right? So using proposal templates, you can create and send proposals to your leads and prospects within minutes. You will stop having to check the whole proposal every time. Your teams can send out standardized proposals, quotes, estimates, and contracts, and you'll reduce your turnaround times as well. It also sets up the groundwork for other automations, but more on that later. Now, before we talk about this, let's look at why we are doing this live series. It's one of the key things why we started this live series was because when we were looking at our help chat and support tickets, we found that most folks had questions around things that are already possible within Clientjoy. But because the feature was not discoverable, our users were deploying some sort of inefficient workaround. We've always wanted Clientjoy to be as simple and as minimalistic as possible, but even though we try to do that, since there are over 150 features in the product, some things get lost and buried within menus, right? So the goal of this live session is to share some journeys of the product that will make using Clientjoy even more blissful and efficient for you. Secondly, if you'd like to help us make Clientjoy better for you, I'd recommend you join our beta program on clientjoy.io/partner/beta. What this would do is that before we release our next feature, we'll give you early access to test it out and offer feedback on improvements around flow, structure, and use cases for the feature. Your feedbacks would make sure that when we make a wider release for all of our 4,000 plus users and 9,000 plus freelancers in 90 plus countries, it is flawless for all of them. And again, just sign up on clientjoy.io/partner/beta hyphen program, right? And I'll be showing that link in a while over here as well. And just start sharing your thoughts and feedbacks with us on every major feature release that we make. Thirdly, if you're new here, I recommend joining our Facebook community. It's a community of about 1,400 freelancers and agency owners on facebook.com/groups/clientjoy. This community is a safe space where you can ask questions, answer other people's questions, or just share what you're going through as well. We use space to learn about what is going on in the agency space and as a sounding board of what we should do next in the product. You could get software recommendations, learn industry best practices, and share your experience as well. Again, the community is available on facebook.com/groups/clientjoy. And lastly, if you've been around a while, you already know that we at Clientjoy are working at an express pace to deliver value to you. Now there is a place where you can check those features out as well. Just head over to updates.clientjoy.io and you will see our meticulous releases along with use cases and documentation ready for you to explore and start using within Clientjoy. Again, our update log is available at updates.clientjoy.io. Now that I'm done with my hidden agenda, let's get started with looking through proposal templates and how to create them and what it can do for your business. Over to you, Anupama.
Yes. So, hi everyone. So we are just, I'll be showing you today that how can you create proposal templates and how can you actually manage them. So this was something that we discussed or touched upon in our previous video live of, like going through a proposals journey. So in this we will be just, going deep into this journey. So before I actually started, I wanted to share like basically when will you need a proposal template. So some of you will already be using proposal templates, but if you are new to agency world, if you're new to services world, so if you actually found that one proposal after a lot of iterations, that that this proposal actually works. So this is the best that I have created. So if you have found that, then you would want to actually create it as a template which you use every time you are sending someone a proposal. So it could be used for proposals, quotes, agreements, anything that you can think, any document that you see and you send it to your prospect. You can do that. If you love processes, if you love perfections, then also if you don't want to leave a room for errors, right, for typos, every time you're doing the copy paste, you will create a template for all those documents.
You know what? But when I was sending out proposals, so when we were running the IT agency and when I was sending out proposals to our services clients for getting business for developing web and mobile applications, one of the biggest challenges that I had. So we were using Google Drive to create proposals, right? And so one of the biggest challenges that I had when we were doing that was that every time after negotiating with the client and figuring out what pricing kind of sort of works for them or what could work for them or understanding their project and stuff like that, I had to scan through the whole document, painfully scan through the whole document and check only one thing. And that one thing was just to make sure that I have not forgotten to replace their company's name, like I had sent that proposal to someone else before, some other company before, and I had to just check that thing, just to make sure that I have not forgotten to replace the previous company's name with the current company's name. Because if that happens, it just sends out it's not a big deal, it's a mistake. Mistakes can happen to best of the people out there, but it just sends out the wrong message. It creates a bad impression in front of your prospect or your lead, and just that painful process of going through every line and identifying whether I missed that out. That used to be the biggest challenge, right? Everything else was sort of manageable, right? We figured out what proposals, what portfolios to include, what kind of work samples, testimonials, and use cases or case studies, to include and stuff like that. This used to be the biggest challenge for me.
Yes. Okay. So one more thing, like if you are suppose earlier you were the only person managing your business, now you are growing, and if you are creating proposals, then also you definitely need proposal templates or code templates for your business. So okay, so I'll now start the journey. Yes, can you bring the
Okay.
screen up?
You called it, it's not journey, it's journey for us when we are building the product, but when we are talking to our customers, which is what this live is for, we may want to use some other word instead of journey. And so before Anupama starts this journey, I should also mention that if at any point of time, if you have any questions, just put those in comments below wherever you are, whether it is Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you are. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments, and I'll be taking those up while the live is going on as well, right? So just kind of forgot to mention that early on. But yeah, so let's start the journey. and let's
Journey.
see
Yes.
how to create proposal templates with Clientjoy.
So that's the difference, right? So when you explain things, when I explain things, so it tells like, like, you are the CEO of the company. I'm coming something from product who is, visualizing, conceptualizing the journeys and then, giving it in the
Yeah,
hands of all our people. So
yeah.
I bring that with me.
And you're welcome to bring that for sure. You're welcome. So I'm sure that all the people who are watching it right now, or folks who will watch this recorded later, will appreciate the kind of things that a product team has to go through in terms of figuring out what is like the highest common denominator amongst all the requirements. And we receive crazy requirements, by the way, right? So we receive crazy feature requests. But when we do, I mean, for me, it seems super unmanageable, right? I don't know how you guys do it, but as long as it's happening, and as long as we have blessings from the folks who are using it, I think we're good to go.
Yes. Okay. So I'll start. The rest of the conversation will have in the end, so the people who are here actually to see this what should I call it? Journey.
No,
You have to
no,
actually
just
see how
say,
to create proposal templates. We'll show it to
yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough.
them. Yes. Okay. So how I will start is like in like basically if you want to create a proposal template or a code template, how you can do it. So there are two ways in which you can do it. So one is that you can start from this scratch, know what you have to build. So first you create a template and then you start sending it to the proposal. And then second way is where you have actually sent few proposals and now you have found that this is the proposal which is working for me and now I want to save it as a template for and then create a new proposal from this template every time. So there are two ways. So I'll just show you. So if you want to start from the scratch, then if you go to the sales and proposals, you land on your proposals. And from here, you can create a new proposal and there is this tiny drop down, right? If you can see. So if you click on it, it shows new template. So if you want to create a new proposal template, you can directly do it from here. So in this journey, I will be showing like how can we, create a proposal template from an existing proposal. So I'll just choose one of the proposals. So let's open the proposal. So this will open basically your proposal editor, so where you can make the changes if you want to make any changes. And this is the proposal which I will be converting to template. So this is everything that I need. So it has the cover, it has the table, it has the signature field, it has the names, the merge fields, and everything. Um, so one thing that I want to share is that if I am creating this proposal as a template, so you might think that, for example, this is prepared for Yash, right? So when you are saving this template, then it will be saved in the name of Yash. But the beauty about this template is that when you are saving it, this Yash will not be Yash. It will actually we will be actually saving the merge field. So merge field is are the variables or are those dynamic fields which when you use it, so it actually automatically takes the value of your lead, of your prospect, of your customer. So so this is what I wanted to cover. Okay, so just had a look at it. Now I will go here in the three dots menu, and here you will see save as template option. I'll just save it as a template.
So I just like to jump in for
Yes.
all the people who are listening right now. The reason why the three dots menu was spoken the way that it was is because at Clientjoy internally we always have this conversation, right? And this is a rule which I say to all the users of ours, or patrons or partners of ours, whoever I meet anywhere, anytime, at an event, during a live, whatever the case may be, is that if you see three dots anywhere on Clientjoy, just click it, right? I've had fights internally within the organization where I've lobbied people to bring the awesome features that we have hidden under those three dots, to bring those outside. And actually, the reason why we started this live is because of that, right? So it's because of those three dots. So just want to very quickly mention that if you're on Clientjoy, and if you see three dots anywhere on your screen, just click on it. You'll more often than not, you'll find solution to the problem that you were looking for. And while I'm here, just very quickly, I also see a comment from Gary. He mentions that we should format our live video feed in 1440p. We will do that. I'm sorry for not taking care of that up until now. We will do that going forward for sure. Thank you, Gary, for mentioning that, and we'll make sure that it doesn't happen again. Unes says hi. Hi, Unes. Looking forward to the podcast that we've scheduled for September. Guys, Unes runs an amazing community on Facebook around softwares and which softwares you should use as a community. I highly recommend you should check it out as well. Sorry, over to you, Anupama.
Sure. Okay. So, as Yash three dots, so the debates that we have. So, Yash basically what he wants is that this whole black top bar that you're seeing, it should be filled with all these buttons. So, whatever we have in the three tops, like send email, schedule, save as template, convert to invoice. So, he wants the whole space to be occupied with all those buttons. And our designer, no, we should not do
Sure.
that.
Sure. It's okay.
Okay. So, so I just saved a template. So if you want to see, like, whether the template was saved or not, there was a message which came that the template was saved, but your actual flow actually doesn't break over here. This is something that you might think that, it got saved, but where it is, right? So it is a UX challenge that we have in the app. And as I'm speaking, we are actually working on fixing it. So in the proposal editor, this master sidebar. So here you have this four squares, small squares, which is templates. So whenever you are saving a template, so your own template or the templates that we have made available in the app, so all of them are accessible over here. Whenever you're saving a template, so what happens is that we create a new template and it comes in the saved template. So this was the first one which I created. So before trial, this live, I did a trial run. So there are three, but this is the first one which was created right just now. Okay. So you can
I'm so
preview
happy
it.
that you are taking this. For folks who are watching, please know that we take this live super, super seriously. We try everything out. We don't want the Elon Musk, event happening where he throws I think, the metal ball on the glass and it cracks. So we try our level best. We cannot guarantee that it won't happen with us, but we try our level best that things don't break while we are live. And in front of you. So we try a couple of things, and yeah.
Yes. So I am just previewing this template which I just created, and you can see that, as I was mentioning, this is not showing the name of Yash over here. It is actually showing the fields, the merge fields that are available. So this template is ready. Use it. Okay. And how do I apply this template is the next thing. So I'll just exit from here. So whenever you are creating a new proposal inside Clientjoy, so you just decide, like, let's create a new proposal. Code cost for, let's say, Michael's cost. If you remember, Michael Scott was my lead in my last live.
Michael Scott never. I mean, you should know if you're a
He
real
did
Office
not
fan.
create.
If you're a real Office fan, you'll know that Michael Scott procrastinates signing any documents. So if
This is
you
the
if
10th
you
one that I'm sending. And they were not opened.
so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. He always has some or the other excuse, some or the other things that he's busy with, he's considering, and that's why he's the world's best boss. He never signs anything that's sent his way. While you show that, however, I have a question from Gary. He asks, "Can we?" So this is I already know the answer to that, and so I'll just give a disclaimer. This is really cool. So we are currently figuring out the UX flow for this, and we've not thought about it. But here's a question from Gary: Can we create and organize the templates in folders?
Yes. So right now you cannot do that. But the good part about it is, so today only, like we were creating, like, what are the things that we can do in proposal templates and all those things. And this is something that we had discussed. So uh, I would say that this is under discussion right now. We will be able to decide whether we are bringing it or not in next few days. And mostly we will be bringing it, and you can see that coming in next month.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that question. Moving on, Anupama, up to you. Thank you, Gary, for the question. If there are any other questions, please put all of your questions in the comments, and we'll take those questions as well.
Okay. Yeah. Coming back, yeah. So I was creating a proposal for Michael Scott, and this is like it is asking me that which template you want to apply, and I can actually, just use this one. So it will just apply the template. If you forget to apply in this page, then you can again open it from here and can apply. Okay. So your proposal with this template is here. Okay. So next was that how can you actually update these proposal templates that you have created? So the flow is not easy, which I'm going to show you. Maybe a lot of you would have struggled to actually update the existing proposal template. This is you know this is something that we are fixing as I'm speaking, but the current flow I'll be showing. We will have to open a proposal.
Also, please know that if you're watching this live after 1st of October 2022, we have already fixed this flow. And so you don't have to go through this. What is the new flow, you ask? The new flow is something that is very easy for you to understand. And so, so we would have already fixed this design challenge that Anupama is about to show you. And you already would have figured out how to create, edit, update, delete all of your proposal templates. But so just if you're watching this after 1st of October 2022, we've already fixed this.
So in the end of the live, I will be actually, sharing with you what are the few
Yeah.
changes that will come in this flow.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So if I have to update templates, so again, so this is the four dots from where you can always access templates. In any proposal editor you go, you can access templates from here. And if you want to update a template, just again, these are the magical three dots that you have to look for. So this one is not vertical, these are the horizontal, but they are three dots. So here you find the option to update them and delete it. So you just click on update. So it will open the proposal template. Okay. So right now I am in the edit mode of the template. So this looks very similar to your proposals editor. So if you want to anytime want to be sure that whether I'm updating a proposal or I'm updating a proposal template. So here we have this tag badge which comes as template, which tells that it is basically proposal template that you are editing. Plus options also, they changes a little bit. So here you will always see basically your merge fields, you will not see in your that any lead or customer information. So you can be sure that this is a template that you are updating. If you want to rename the template, so just from here you can add any blocks that are there. So if you want to add an image, page break, table, if you want to add a signature, you can do it from here. Any styling changes that you want to do, we have anything, any merge field that you want to use, so you can do it from here. So just give it a name change. Let's see that these are the quotations for staple companies. Okay, and yes, it's it's saved. So you can see that the change has been reflected here. Okay, let's go back. So we have covered like how do you create a proposal template, how can you update it, how can you rename it. You can download and open preview as CMS proposals when you are doing it in the proposal template. So now I can share like what are the, so this is the flow which exists right now. How will it change in few weeks? Is that here what we will do is that right now if you have to access proposal templates, you have to go into the proposal editor, and from there only proposal templates are accessible. So what we will be doing is that we will be bringing it out. So it becomes easier for all of you to manage your templates at once. So if you want to, just look at the templates, want to just update it. If you want to, let's say, organize them in the folders. So what will happen is in the sales menu, you will get one option. I'm just saying it is probable that it will come in the sales menu, but in one of the option over here, you will get the option of proposal template. Once you click on it, like the way proposals are listed, you will have all your templates here, which you can, just directly start creating a proposal, update it, search it, all those things you can do. So I had this much only for today's live. If you have any questions, please let me know in comments or just ready to answer.
So I have a couple of other questions that are here, but they're not necessarily from a feature standpoint, right? So they are primarily from the standpoint of why should like you can create proposal templates. We talk about proposal templates a lot. Can the same thing be done for contracts?
Okay. So proposals, quotes, contracts, basically, if you are creating a template, the same flow only works. So what changes is that, so we have called this as proposals. This is something that, we have covered earlier as well. I would want to touch upon it again. But you can use them for quotes, estimates, any agreements, any NDAs that you are doing, any contracts that you are doing. But because it says proposals, you might be confused that it is just proposals. Ideally, in those documents, what you need is whatever you need is that you should be able to write content. You should be able to you personalize it with merge fields. You should be able to add the pricing tables. Then you send it, you can track it, whether it is being opened, whether it is being signed, if you need an approval in terms of digital sign. So all those things you can do here. So it's just like we just call it proposal. That is why it limits you, but you can use it for all those.
So why do we call it? Why do we call it? Why do we call it just proposal as of now?
So we are humans who make mistakes.
Right.
Or we learn from them. So when we started, we built something which works for everything, but somehow we decided to name it, limit ourselves to, only proposals can be made from this. We realized that we should actually not call it proposal. We should use something called docs, because you can create any type of sales document from it. So this is something that we will be changing soon, so that you don't get confused.
Got it. Yeah. Here's another question from Gary. What, if any, is the difference between a proposal that we create for a client and a proposal template?
Difference between a proposal that you create for a client and a proposal template. Okay, so proposal templates are basically so those are what do I call it? These are templates. So you can send it to a client or a lead or a prospect. They just have information as to what is supposed to come in here, right? So
Mhm.
basically, when you create a proposal, what you are doing is that you are personalizing that template uh, for a lead, for a client, for a prospect. So what happens is that in the template, so for example, I am creating a proposal template which I'm sending to Yash. So in the template, what will be happening? What is written is that receiver that first name. So let's say it's a personalization field. When
Mhm.
I'm sending it to Yash, I am creating a proposal and applying the template, and that actually takes it actually what happens is whatever fields are there in the Yash, the whatever information that I have about Yash, his company, and if I have used those merge fields, everything comes in it.
Got it.
And
So
so
here's an analogy, and correct me if I'm wrong, right? So Gary, assuming let's say you're from the US, and so your government will issue a passport to you, right? Now that passport is essentially a template, right? Now when it is issued to you, the first name is filled out as Gary, the last name is filled out as Gordon, and then it carries your gender, probably it carries your passport number, it carries your address and XYZ, right? A passport that does not have a passport that is not issued to anyone, it essentially is equal to a proposal template, right? And so you create a proposal template where you say this is where the first name goes, this is where the last name goes, this is where the address goes, this is where the passport number goes, this is where the photograph goes, and so on and so forth. And then when it is issued to you, it automatically fetches all of your details and then prints it out at relevant places, right? So every time that a passport is issued to someone, that passport does not need to be designed from scratch. It's already created as a template, and then it is issued to whoever applies for it, right? That's primarily what happens with proposal template. So a good way to go about creating your proposal template is primarily, let's say your proposal template is 7 pages, and for 5 pages you talk about yourself, right? Which is, or 3 pages you talk about yourself, where you're saying, this is the name of my agency, this is the overview, these are the kind of projects that we've done, these are some of the portfolio that you may want to check out, these are the testimonials from our clients that we work with, and so on and so forth. Now most of these things might not end up changing from client to client or from prospect to prospect, and so all of those things you enter as a proposal template, and then in specific places you create merge fields, right? So as an example, if you have a statement that says this proposal has been prepared for receiver first name from receiver company name at proposal.creation date and is valid till proposal dot open till, right? And so when you do that, every time that you send out a proposal, you don't actually have to fill out those details. So you don't have to say it's been created for Michael Scott from Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, and this is created on 16th 17th of August and valid till 25th of August or anything like that. When you send it out over the next 1 year to whichever prospects that you send it out to, it will fetch details that are already present in Clientjoy and just print it out over there, exactly like a passport or any government ID proof that works, right? So that's primarily the difference. I hope that I was able to answer your question, Anupama, and I we tried our level best to answer your question. But what I recommend is create a proposal template with merge fields and send it out to like your friends or family or just your email addresses, and then see what happens, right? And so see how that works. Oh, Gary already says okay, thanks.
yes.
So
So one thing I will add,
um,
so similar to whether this document, like who this document is issued to, there is one more part which is like who is sending this proposal, so or this document. So that part is also dynamic. So if you have 2% or 3% in your business who are sending the proposals, then what happens is that your proposal template actually carries dynamic feeds like who is the name of the person who is sending and everything. So if I am sending it, it will have my name. If Yash is sending it to somebody, it will have his name. So both things, both ways
Would work.
you can do
Awesome.
that.
Got it, yeah. Another question that I have over here in the chat is that when we are can is there a possibility where you can create snippets and then save them? So instead of like you could have proposal templates, that's for sure, like the whole template, the whole 5, 7, 10, 20 pages as a template. But I just want to create a snippet, right? So as an example, just a snippet of terms and conditions, right? And that terms and conditions is something that if I want, I can use it, and I can summon it. I can summon and include that into my proposal with like a slash command or whatever. Is that snippet thing a possibility?
It's not available right now. It is something that thought about that. We have also discussed like how can we do it. But again, it will come for sure that you will be able to create. Basically, you can save a particular page as a template too. Which so if you want that, this is my page. When you're creating such documents, what happens is that in some businesses, it is very standardized. Like the whole proposal is a template, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you're selling a service, standardized service or a package, in some businesses, what happens is that there is some part of the proposal is static. For example, when you're talking about your business's profile, your achievements. So that part stays, terms and conditions, those parts stay same. But there is a dynamic part, which is when you are talking about your scope of that project, or maybe talking about your client. So that part changes. So in those kind of situations, what sometimes people need is that I just want to templatize a few pages in my proposal, which is, let's say, example, my portfolio or maybe my terms and conditions. So in for that, we are thinking to bring something that you can actually create that page as a template, but nothing concrete on that yet.
Got it, yeah. Got it. Awesome. I think that brings us to the end of all the questions that we had for today. I'm sure people who will watch this later will have some more questions as well. Thank you everyone for joining in and staying with us. And we will be meeting with you on next Wednesday, same place, same time. And
Sure.
do watch out for us wherever you are. If you can, like, share, subscribe. All of that helps us get to a bigger audience, into your network, and helps us get more business. So this is a shameless pitch for all of you to help us grow. And the more we grow, the faster we'll be able to build more features, and the faster you'll be able to get value out of Clientjoy as well. And that's it. Thank you for joining in. Until next
Just
time.
one
Bye
thing I
bye.
will add, Yash.
Sure. Always, Anupama, you got to always have the last word. Please go ahead.
Yes. So if there is anything, any particular, okay. So if you want us to actually cover some of the features, or if you there are some features in Canva that you use very frequently, and you want us to cover and tell us about, if there is something hidden in it, which you are not aware of. Just let us know in the comments as well. So we would definitely be taking our live next sessions on those topics as well.
Awesome. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was Anupama having the last word since 1991. Bye
You
bye.
were not.